What's up, guys? Brian Grant of ContestChampion.com here, and today I have my fourth part of the Realm of Legends series going up against Juggernaut, and surprisingly this one did not take a million years to edit. Like I said in my last video, I'm kind of all in at this point. I am going to do some practice against this guy first before I jump into the fight completely, and I'm going to hit up my normal practice alliance here. This alliance, if you're not familiar with them, is pretty ridiculous. I only know them because of the brutal DLX guy who was the first one to beat Realm of Legends, but I kind of just scroll through here, see if there's any champions that I need to practice against, and here we go. Trader Man, and this guy, he's obviously some kind of trader man or something, so perfect guy to fight. Now I start off with Star-Lord here, and things don't go particularly well. I do get backed into a corner like a lot of people were saying would happen. A lot of viewers recommending saving my special level 3 for when this happens, which is great advice. I go in with Hulk and same thing happens. I get backed into a corner. But I do feel a little bit more comfortable with Hulk, so that's ultimately who I'm going to decide to go in there with. And you'll see that in just a moment. I am going to heal up more than I should, but it's just because it's the first time fighting him, and I wanted to see what I can do off of one revive. Now I also go ahead and pop a couple of boosts just to really help things out here. I've been saving these boosts for just this moment, so I figured might as well. And away we go. Now this is the final. This is the start of the final series of fights. I'm not going to defeat Juggernaut in one revive. You can kind of skip throughout this video, or you can just cut right to the 24-minute mark. That is just a little bit before where I actually do kill him. But for those of you who do want to stick around and kind of watch the action and get a feel for how the fight goes, I will be talking to try to keep it from being totally boring for you. We'll see how that goes. But alright, so I'm into the fight here, and I start off pretty okay. I'm going with my normal strategy that I kind of developed against Winter Soldier, which is just, going for parries when the enemy does not have a lot of a special meter, and then dodging his specials as needed. And of course, there's a little bit different here with Juggernaut. Normally I was able to punish other specials from the other enemies, but with Juggernaut that's not really the case because he does have that unstoppable. There is a way to sort of do some damage even when he has unstoppable, though. You'll see it a few times throughout this match here where I get a parry off while he has that unstoppable on, and the parry stun lasts long enough, especially because I have the masteries that increase stun length by half a second. So the parry stun lasts long enough that I'm able to get 1 or 2 hits in. I should be able to get 2 in as long as my reactions aren't slow enough. So you'll see that quite often when he has unstoppable going. I don't think it happens in this first couple minutes here, but you will see it later on in the match where he is unstoppable. I get a parry stun. Here we go. Actually, perfect example. And I get 2 hits in before I need to back out. So you can get a few extra shots in. If you're not comfortable doing that, it's not necessary. But I mean, they're free hits. You might as well take them, right? So the other thing that I want to mention about this, there we go, I get my free hits in again. But the other thing I want to mention about this is that you can do Juggernaut with any champion. Definitely you can do it with any champion. Bring your strongest, whatever you're most comfortable with. Class advantage is, of course, very much welcomed, but you don't need anything special for this. And like I mentioned when I was going up against Trader Man, at least I think I wanted to mention it, the AI is not as strong for the Juggernaut Realm of Legends as it is for the, when I was dueling. So you can see here, I'm not really getting backed into a corner. A lot of people, again, we're giving that advice to save your special for if you get backed into a corner, it'll really help you to get out of that jam. Because if you do get into a corner against Juggernaut or Unstoppable Colossus, anyone that has Unstoppable, it does suck. It's definitely, you're going to take a lot of damage before you get out of there, unless you have that level 3 special. So it was great advice. I really appreciate everyone giving me that advice. However, I didn't find that the Realm of Legends version of Juggernaut was as difficult. So I really didn't get stuck like that. There might have been 1 or 2 times, I can't remember, but for the most part, you can see me here. I'm either in the middle of the map, or I push him towards his side of the map. and then he uses a special, of course, and I do lose some ground, but it's never enough to get me back into that corner. Or maybe not never, but like I said, maybe just 1 or 2 times. But for the most part, not in the corner. Something else I want to mention here is that I was not playing particularly well. Now, this first attempt, I feel like I did a fairly good job. But you will see me here in a minute. I am just going to get overrun by Juggernaut. I'm not really just not playing that well. Maybe I could have done better if I had a lot more practice. Maybe I was rushing it too much, going in with this all-in attitude that I had. I was also playing a little bit quicker because I wanted my buffs to last. I don't have that good of a judgment of time when I'm actually fighting to know how long I'm actually in a fight. And basically what I'm trying to say is if I die, I want to be able to start the fight again and still have those buffs active. Because the way it works is if you start a fight, even if you only have 5 seconds left of your buff, as long as you're in that fight before it expires, you will have that buff for the entire fight. So that's the name of the game here. I was just trying to maximize those buffs, and maybe it cost me a little bit in the end. I don't know, but it's not something that I was that worried about. It's not something that you should be that worried about either, because if you have to use a few revives, if you have to use some potions, it's not the end of the world. This is one of the harder fights in Realm of Legends. That's for sure. Maybe the hardest for some people. I'm not sure. It was definitely. It was definitely the hardest one so far. I can say that much. I don't know what to expect in the future. The next few after Juggernaut are not looking that difficult until we get up to. Scarlet Witch was another one that people were saying. So, all right. So anyway, I took my first death right there, and like I said, I didn't really want to hesitate too much. I did edit this down slightly, but for the most part, I'm just moving here. I'm popping a revive. I put in some potions, and I probably go overboard on the potions here again. I don't know why. I don't know why I do this. I should know better at this point that I could just heal up a little bit less and probably have just about the same outcome as far as how much damage I'm able to do. This is just a strategy for Hulk. If you missed my last video, or if you're not familiar with how Hulk works, he does more damage with the less or the lower amount of life that he has. So I really should not have healed up this much, but hey, what can you do? That's what I ended up doing. So I'm just back in it here again with my second attempt, and I didn't mention it before, but you've probably seen it by now that there is an attempt counter at the bottom of the screen. There's also the revives and potion counter, and that the number is just my tier 1 and tier 2 revives and potions. So I've used one tier 1 potion. I'm sorry, one tier 1 revive and 8 tier 1 potions and 4 tier 2 potions. Now this is not including the potions that I used before I started the fight with Juggernaut. I do have this number tracked in my spreadsheet, however, so I will be able to tell you guys when I do the final recap video of how many potions I used in total. But I figured for this video, I would just tell you what I'm actually using while fighting Juggernaut. So hope you guys don't think I'm trying to trick you guys and make you think I'm better than I am or something like that. If I was really trying to do that, then I don't know. I would have just reset this whole thing, because I definitely don't play my best against Juggernaut here. But again, things are not going that poorly. My first attempt I felt like wasn't bad. I feel like with that first attempt I should have been able to take him down in 3 or actually maybe 4 or 5 attempts, which is just 3 or 4 revives in total. And I didn't go much over that, as you'll see later on in this, but I definitely could have done better. So you can see here I'm just pummeling away. I do feel a little bit more comfortable, like I said in the last one, going in for hits when he's blocking, because you could see there when I get my 4 hits in, it's roughly 1,000 damage, a little bit under 1,000 damage depending on if they're crits or not. Here we go. I'm just taking advantage of when he's stunned and unstoppable again, getting those few extra hits in. I don't have to play as safe as when I'm playing with Star-Lord, basically, because I'm not afraid of losing this combo. The only thing that matters for my damage is just how much life that I actually have. So this fight's going pretty well so far for my second attempt. I haven't taken that much damage. Really, it's just the small amounts of damage from, you know, parry not reducing damage completely, or the few times where I get hit when I'm blocking. And I feel good at this point. I definitely remember feeling good on my second attempt here. I'm just going to take advantage once again, get those couple of free hits in while he is unstoppable. Guess you're not that unstoppable, eh, Juggernaut? Getting my other free hits in here. And something that I'm interested in is, you know, I've been talking to viewers and getting a feel for what they bring into Realm of Legends. There are a lot of people who think that, you know, you need Star-Lord for something like this, or you know, you need a certain set of heroes, and you really don't. And but the reason I'm even mentioning this is I'm interested to hear what you guys have brought in to defeat these guys. A lot of you already know that you don't need Star-Lord for this fight, you know. And some of you have come up with some really unique solutions, and the last person that I spoke with said that they were going to try Moon Knight, actually. So I'm definitely interested in stuff like that. If you guys let me know how that goes, because there are champions that I don't have, like Moon Knight. I don't have at all, so I don't know how well he'll do or how poorly he'll do, anything like that. But it's something that I'm definitely interested in. You guys should know by now. I'm not. I don't say, I'm not like some YouTubers where they'll tell you to leave a comment and then you know, the person making the video doesn't read it or something like that. You should know by now that I definitely read all of my comments, and I reply to nearly all of them. There are a few cases where I do miss a comment, and for that I definitely feel sorry. But let me know, guys. Let me know what you're using in your attempts. Now I'm gonna go down here in a few more hits, but again, I'm not doing that badly. He's getting closer to that halfway mark here, and I can't remember how I actually die this time around. We'll have to see if I just get slowly whittled down like it looks like I am, or if I do make a mistake, because there are definitely a few deaths in here where I do something stupid. We'll see if this is one of them. Okay, not really stupid, just an error on my part. When I say I do something stupid, I'll point it out later in this video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But all right, so he's at nearly half life. We'll just call that half because it's close enough. And I'll use another revive, but I'm actually out of potions here, I believe. Yep, out of potions. So we're going to hit up the stash, hit up the inventory, and just grab some more potions. And the screen kind of bugs out here, so I wanted to leave this in. Normally I would have edited something like this out, but I wanted to leave it in case it like messed up my total potions or something like that. It made me claim max twice. I don't know what that was all about. If anybody has any idea about what happened there, let me know. But anyway, back in it. Gonna throw some more potions at Hulk, make him nice and happy, which is, again, probably not good. I want him to be nice and angry so I can do some more damage, but this is what I decided to go with. And I'm slowly healing him up a little bit less. I should have healed him up even less than this. Can't say that enough. In the future, I'm definitely going to do better at that. But for some reason, I just healed him up this amount. So that's my second revive. You can see the potion counter at the bottom of the screen there. 12 tier 1 potions and 9 tier 2 potions. That's what I'm working with so far, getting those free hits in while he's unstoppable. And just going to keep going. It's definitely a long fight. It just feels like a long fight. It feels longer than what's her name? Captain Marvel. And I didn't actually look at the times. Actually, the times should be longer on this one, but I don't know if it's just because I had to revive more or use potions more, so I didn't look at the actual fighting time. But the reason why I say it feels like a long fight, and it probably is a longer fight, is because, yeah, you can't do as much damage while he's unstoppable. You do have to play a little bit more defensively, so Definitely expect that. Set aside a little bit more time for this one. Um, Maybe prepare to pause for a little bit if you are in like a warm or humid environment where your hands are going to get a little bit sweaty, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind, and you don't want to rush it. Now, I kind of hinted towards it a little bit in the beginning of this video where I said I did rush it um, when I really shouldn't have, just because I was kind of excited and about going all in against this guy and kind of from here on against Realm of Legends, and I wanted to make the best use of my buff durations and stuff like that. So I rushed it a little bit. My performance, again, not the greatest, but it doesn't really need to be as long as you're okay with using a few revives. You could see I do something stupid here, and that cost me a lot. Where I went in against him when he had Unstoppable. I don't know what I was thinking. It happens a few times throughout this series. That was the first time I noticed it while I'm redoing this commentary here, but I definitely remember doing it a few times. So just be careful of that. It's something that's going to happen though. Let's be honest. There are going to be those mistakes. If I practiced enough, then yes, I would get a very strong attempt like I did against Winter Soldier or even Captain Marvel, where I was able to do this with less consumables used. But this is not that bad for, I spent, so I did 5 duels against the Trader Man Juggernaut, and that took me like, I don't know, like 10 to 15 minutes, and that includes the recording time, making sure my recordings weren't getting corrupt like my last time. And then this in total was only about 30 minutes of actual fighting. Edited down, this video is going to be roughly like 26 and change in minutes. But so we're talking about 45 minutes of total practice and fighting time versus when I did, Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel, it was several hours. All right, so I got taken down there again. Really not a great attempt. Only 86 hits in there. So that was pretty poor on my part. But this time I'm gonna use a level 2 revive. Just get that 40% health. And honestly, I should have stopped right there. But you can see I do use a few more potions to get me up to around half. And again, if I can go back, if I could play a little, if I could, use my consumables a little bit smarter, I would have just stopped at that level 2 revive. But here we go, starting the 4th attempt here. And you can see my potion use at the bottom of the screen there, 17 tier 1s, 9 tier 2s. And it's kind of crazy. So that was my 3rd attempt that you just watched me die. And I can tell just by looking at it. I have the video editor open right now while I'm doing the commentary, and it shows you the strips of video, the duration and stuff like that, and the strips are getting shorter and shorter as this goes on. So it's like my performance is just on a decline, where my first attempt was my best one, where it should be the opposite, really. I should be doing better as this goes. I should be getting a little bit more comfortable with the fight, but I don't know. My mistakes just seem to add up a little bit quicker as this went on. So, but I am going to do some decent damage here again. I don't mind going in against him while he's blocking to get that free, like, 1,000 damage or so. Alright, that one wasn't 1,000. It was like, well, that was 1,000 right there, actually, while he was unstoppable. But, yeah, just trying to get in whatever hits I can. The other thing about, like I was mentioning before, how this is a longer fight because of his unstoppable buff. If you do get those couple of free hits in while he's unstoppable, that definitely helps speed up the fight. If I had unlimited free time in my hands, I would go back and see just how many of my hits actually came from when he was unstoppable versus my, the total amount of hits. That'd be pretty cool to see, but definitely trying to speed up this series a little bit more for you guys and try to get out a video a day or as close to it as possible. I don't know if I'll be able to do a video every day, but because this still does take some time to make, of course. But this one definitely took a lot less time to make than the Winter Soldier or Captain Marvel. So pretty happy about spending less time editing and more time playing. Um, I mean, I saw the number of my crit number there, but I should have mentioned it when it happened. But I was critting for over 8,500 on my level 2 special, which is really good actually. We'll see what happens on my next crit here when I come up to my level 2 special bar here. If I can even get this off, because it looks like I'm about to die again very shortly here. We'll see. Come on, come on. Getting a couple more hits before I drop, please. Okay, cool. Let's see what I get. Nice. That was almost 9,000 on my level 2 special. And you can see there, that's the one part about, I was going in, I was thinking that he was just blocking and I was going to go in and get those free hits again. And yep, he used his special and just ran me over. So that was a wrap on that attempt. And now we are coming up on the final attempt, just using a few more potions here. Kind of undecided about the amount. Again, I wish I went with less, but it's just not the case. I am below half this time at least, so I figure below half is great. Whatever I do, I should keep it below half. So that's really the sweet spot. I think is somewhere below half. Whatever the sweet spot is, I really don't know the exact amount. Maybe even like 25% would be good enough. In the future, I'm going to try that, honestly. I might even try just going in with a revive, with a level 1 revive, which gives 20%, and not even using a potion at all. Something for me to consider. But this is the final attempt, and I am trying to take this one a little bit more seriously because, yeah, at this point, you can see my potion use. It's getting up there. Oh, wait. No, this is not the final attempt. I made a mistake. I'm just looking at my... I really thought this was the final one. But looking at my video editor here, nope, there is actually one more after this. This must be the attempt where I screw up royally. So, let's see what actually happens here. It's coming up. Oh, okay, that was one screw up where I don't know if that was lag or what, but I mess up the timing on my special. Take a lot of damage there. And I should be going down in just a moment here. It's crazy how I mean, I just did this fight and I don't really know. I can't remember exactly how I died, but oh, I think I remember now. Yep, I just go in too early and drop. And that was just a total waste of my consumables there. I did 51 hits. Wow. I mean, it's not something that bothers me too much because, again, I have a lot saved up in my stash here. I was prepared for this, but definitely want to avoid something like that. And going into this final attempt, here's where I did try to tighten up my play a little bit. It still wasn't flawless by any means. But now here we are at the actual final attempt. This is attempt number 6. So I died a total of 5 times against Juggernaut. I had to use 5 revives. And quite a few potions down there. 31 tier 1 potions, 15 tier 2 potions. So I am just going to continue pummeling Juggernaut here. His life is very low, so really I should not die here. Even if I play quite poorly, I should be able to get through this. So we're just going to wrap up this fight, really. That same strategy. Parry, go in for the hits. Get my special off. Still critting, even with half my life, I was still critting for about 7,400, which is really good. Especially considering I believe Juggernaut has one of his passive reduces his damage a bit more, if I'm not mistaken. So the damage really is quite strong, and I guess it has to do with having just that class advantage and the boost that I was using. So compared to Captain Marvel, I guess that's what really makes up that ground of the extra reduction in damage that Juggernaut has as a passive. So just getting in my couple of free hits here. If those of you who skipped to the 24-minute mark, welcome back. You can see this is my final attempt. I'll just explain my counter at the bottom of the screen there. This is my 6th attempt, so I died a total of 5 times. and had to use 5 revives, 4 of them being tier 1, 1 of them being tier 2, and then my potions I had to use 31 tier 1 potions and 15 tier 2 potions. I went overboard on the potions use, honestly. I could have done with a lot less. As I was explaining in the video, though, I was playing quite poorly, and then also really just not managing my potions well enough. I should have used a lot less to keep my damage up, but that ends up not being the case, and that is what I used. Now, those numbers, I'll say it again, those numbers do not include the initial potions I used before the Juggernaut fight, but I do have those calculated in my total spreadsheet. So, alright, I bring down Juggernaut there. It was a long fight, very long fight, but it felt quick, actually, because I didn't do much for practice. So, in total, it was only about 45 minutes, 15 of them being practice, and then 30 minutes for the actual fight. And Juggernaut is down. He was one of my most feared opponents, honestly, in Realm of Legends. And the next one up, Rhino, doesn't seem that bad. Here's my boost. I still have a little bit of time left, so I'm just going to jump straight into it, and hopefully that video will get posted tomorrow. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Thanks for sticking with me, and take care. See you tomorrow.